Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I'm here this morning for Sword Art Online Alicization Episode 5. Last time was pretty much the best episode yet. The quest begins, off go the boys, they're off to do stuff, and we got some interesting things on this world and what's going on and stuff like that. I was particularly interested in that episode because it made me realize that this show has chosen to make Kirito the secondary main character, and not the main character. He's more of a mentor figure. Eugeo is the main character, and Eugeo can have an arc. And he's actually got room to grow and change and do interesting things, and for us to actually root for him and give a damn, which is awesome. It's really quite cool. So, I'm excited to see where this goes. Genuinely excited and intrigued by that. So, let me just make sure that I'm at 0 seconds exactly. I am. I want to get into episode 5 right away. This will have a beep beep timer. It'll go boop 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 beep. On the beep and the green light, that's when you want to push the button if you're playing along via your own media source on Munchie Bowl, which is where I'm watching it. So, without further ado, timer goes here. Ooh, this is in the past. Wow, that was bad. By bad, I mean cheap. Just the backgrounds with all the standing people standing there with their swords shattering light. Oh, I see. So this is a mirror of that. And he has been poisoned. So I guess we're going to see it from Asana's perspective now. Intro? Nope. Operation in progress. Okay. So how is he there? I mean, how is he in the underworld? Heart rate monitor. Nice background. So do they have a copy of him? Of his soul? Ominous. Ominous. This guy. Wants their permission to put him in the thing. Doesn't he? Ocean turtle. Makes me think of Avatar. Hours. He's not there. He's not there. Bullshit. Yep. Of course not. He's intentionally keeping you in the dark. Yeah, it's suspicious. No duh. He's obviously put him into... Well, we know this. We're supposed to know this. Okay. Yeah, but his soul... Hmm. The heart rate monitor? Yeah, you can pull it up. So you can get in range. Sweet. Because the machines are there. Oh, client is there. Hmm. Yeah, because if you patent something, then everybody knows you have it. And they know the details of it. They can steal it and modify it. Patents are like the opposite of protection because they're made public. Of course. Hmm. Why? What makes you believe that, though? USA. Yeah, flipping the script a little bit. That could be good. Hmm. Hmm. Must be it. Probably the head of it, in some fashion. iMac. Requesting your participation. They were lovers? So Aincrad was based on a dream. They were lovers. Interesting. Secret offshore facility in CG. Okay. So it's in international waters to avoid any illegal anything? Hmm. Who's she? Oh. Cringe. It's for an unnecessary shot, too. There's no reason to have that shot in there. Cringe. Lieutenant of what military? And it's Kirito. Oh. Yep. It's the command center. Yeah. So he's also military. He's wearing traditional sandals. Okay. Really strange. Very indispensable. Okay, he was in the picture. Okay. And who are the other two? It's Kirito. Ho ho ho! It's Asuna! And how'd you get past all the security? So the third is Kirito, which is set up for XL World. Oh, they've met before. Is that... Hmm. Hmm. Nice. Well played. Okay, I can stop this recording. That was a pretty damn good episode. So, what we have set up now is an interesting external story to go along with our internal story. Yeah. Yeah. So, this external story is interesting to me for a couple of reasons. One reason is because it flips the script quite literally by flipping the roles of Asuna and Kirito. It flips the script on something that S.A.O., specifically S.A.O. 2, was or no, not SAO 2, but SAO the Alfheim arc, was criticized for, with Asuna being a damsel character and Kirito being a rescuer character. Script is flipped in the outside world. Asuna is now the rescuer, and she is showing initiative and being the strong female character that we're told that she always was, but never actually saw. We saw a little bit of it in one, but mostly nah. Now we actually see her taking her own initiative, going on her own rescue mission to save Kirito, and he is the damsel in distress. At the same time, he's locked in Alice World, in the underworld, and he's on his own rescue mission to save a girl, Alice, in this world. And we don't even know who Alice is or what she's about or anything. So this works. This works quite well. And their stories can mirror each other as we go through, and as Kirito goes on his quest with Yu-Gi-Oh to try and save Alice, and as Asuna goes on her quest to save Kirito in the real world. Of course, we know that Kirito will be saved in the real world because he will, because in part this is now a prequel to XL World, because that technology is developed in part by Kirito. So there's no real tension as to whether Kirito will be saved in the end by Asuna. He will. Guaranteed. But we get to see how it happens. The reveal of Mayumi Reynolds being Asuna was intriguing, and they managed to prevent me from suspecting it by having her speak in English, which was interesting. Quite interesting. And it reveals at the end why it was important for them to show all of these security checks, because though we weren't aware of it, our characters were in a tense situation going through those security checks, and that tension is all there, but we don't know why it's there. And so when she's revealed as being Asuna, it's like, oh wow, that's crazy. It's crazy. That's pretty cool. The command center thing looking over the underworld is kind of neat. We'll see how that goes. Kikuoka doesn't seem dislikable, which is interesting. And he is Lieutenant Colonel Kikuoka, so I have to wonder what military is involved in this. Are they actual military? Is this a paramilitary organization? Is this government sponsored in some way? What the fuck is happening? Is Wrath an arm of the Japanese government? Like, what? What? But there's already more depth in this storyline than any of the previous seasons. I would say all of the previous seasons combined. There is a layered internal-external rescue plot going on, and the lines between good and bad are anything but clear. So, good. Good. This is a setup that can work and you can grow an interesting story from this. Now, it might shoot itself in the foot. I fully expect that it will shoot itself in the foot, because Reki Kawahara is very good at shooting himself in the foot, and just destroying any hope of a thing coming to fruition in a meaningful or impactful way. He's so good at fucking it up. I mean, massive credit to him for being so good at fucking up his own good stories. It's hilarious. But yeah, all in all, it was a pretty good episode. It was relatively tense. It was action light and sort of detective-y feeling. The scenes with the actual detective work being done by Yui by Yui sucked balls. Just gonna be straight up about that. The whole tracing his location scene was about 3 times as long as it needed to be. It sucked balls. It was awful. Really bad. They could have jumped straight into looking up the people and just skipped that whole bullshit. Skip the whole thing. It wasn't necessary. It could have been cut a lot. Sucked. But the rest of the episode was pretty darn good. Also, that was a shit tier CG helicopter. Like Sega Genesis level CG helicopter. Somebody commented on my Zombieland Saga video, the one where I was talking about CG, asking it was just a comment saying, like, were you traumatized by CG in the past? No, absolutely not. And I have no problem with CG, not in and of itself. I find it interesting to note when a studio uses CG for certain scenes and to try and figure out why. But I am not a fan of bad CG, and bad CG is a thing. This right here, this is bad fucking CG. It's shit. Look at the plane, the plane of this helipad that we're on. It's shit. It's like you can see pixels in it. Look at that shit. It's awful. The shadow is awful. It just looks janky, and what it is that it's jarring. It looks like nothing else in the show. The rest of the show looks pretty okay. That looks like shit. If you disagree, tell me that you disagree in the comments. I'm fine with that. You can disagree, but that helicopter looks like shit, and it didn't need to be there. I mean, it really didn't need to be there. This scene works fine if we go from here. This is 2D. We go from right here to right here. We don't need the helicopter landing. We already got that. We got it when it was coming down at us. We don't need this. And it looks much better when it's a static model, which it is here. That's still the 3D model. It looks much better. It's hard to tell because it's not moving. It doesn't have to look that great. They've blurred out this background so that it looks like the characters are in focus and the background is not, but it's the same CG background. I understand why they did it, but they shouldn't have. They should have just left it. Left it out. It was jarring. That's the problem with the CG, right? We have to turn off our brains to an extent to suspend our disbelief that these are human faces and they're human, right? And one of the things that lets us do that is that it's consistent, right? All of the characters that speak have faces like that. And no, they don't look like human faces. No human face looks like that, but it's a close enough approximation that we can just ignore it. But when something out of place comes into the picture that doesn't look like everything else that we're ignoring and sort of translating in our heads between anime style and this is reality, or a window into a reality, something else is there that looks different, that fucks with us and it takes us out of the scene. So we lose our suspension of disbelief, and that's a problem because you gotta work really hard to get us to want to suspend our disbelief. And we do want to. We want to. So it just sucks when you get taken out of it by some shitty CG that didn't need to be there, which is what that was. Anyway, this has been Sword Art Online Alicization Episode 5. I thought it was a pretty good episode all around. It had its flaws, had some laggy bits, and then just some interesting stuff. Yeah, just some interesting stuff. Pretty good. I'm looking through the Crunchyroll comments now. I feel like they should stop breaking the underworld immersion so often. I disagree. I think that they need this plot. But, like, why did they have to make Kirito's hospital care a thing? It's not really that interesting, and it soaks up time. Well, one, because it soaks up time. And two, because it's to give us Asuna's character motivations. Obviously. Just when it was getting good, they hit us with this. Excuse me? This is good. This is quite good, actually. This is quite good. Let's see, what else? As much as this seemed like filler, what? I appreciate that they are creating some kind of depth to the story on different levels, otherwise it would be a repeat. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Not that much happened. Are you joking? We got an entire setup for a secondary plotline, which isn't even a secondary plotline, it's the real world plotline. Where is Kirito, you bitch? That episode was a whole lot of nothing. You're wrong. This was a lost opportunity. This episode should have been spread across the whole series instead. Yeah, in snippets. Yeah, but we need this. Most of this episode was a bullshit waste of time. I understand how some of the story is important. They could have at least given us a double-length episode or 2 episodes for pulling this crap. What? Yeah, people... God, how old are these commenters? Am I the only one who doesn't care about any of the real shit going on? Alright, well, I'm gonna write a comment on here, something. Let's see, something along the lines of, oops. Second best episode so far. Flipping the script on Damsel in Distress Asuna and Hero Kirito is clever and much needed. And much needed. I like the way I like the hints at a layered, mirrored rescue plotline between Asuna saving Kirito in IRL and Kirito plus Eugeo saving Alice. 238 characters. Ta-da! Let's see if that gets downvoted into oblivion. Probably. Who cares? Alright, I've been Teeaboo. This has been Sword Art Online Alicization Episode 5, Ocean Turtle. I hope you've enjoyed it as much or more than I have, and I hope to catch you... And I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.